Hello guys, I am just a random fangirl and welcome back to my channel. This time we'll be reacting to What We Do in the Shadows, Season 1, Episode number 4. Yeah, so last time we were in a contest with some werewolves, because werewolves are also a thing in this universe. So that was a lot of fun. Nandor? I think his name is Nandor, or Nando. Something like that. I'm going to get them eventually. Anyway, he actually got really creative on the combat, because yep, that was nice. That was fair. Also, the werewolves were just being assholes for no reason, so they had it coming. And what else happened last episode? Guillermo, as always. He should just resign by this point. But anyway, like always, justice for Guillermo. And what else? What else? Oh yeah, we met an emotional vampire. Ib. Yeah. Ib. Emotional vampire. And apparently she's some sort of more developed kind of day walking vampire that just drains your emotions by taking pity out of you, basically. And it was a lot of fun to see her kinda like, I don't know, be in this sort of contest with oh god, what is that guy's name? I swear, he is the one with the most normal name, and I just can't remember it. Sorry. But anyway, they were in some kind of contest, and then they kind of started dating, and they, at the end of the episode, they just kind of broke up. So it was really fun. I hope that we get to see more sun-walking vampires, day-walking vampires. I still don't know what it was. It's something like that, day-walking or sun-walking vampires. Because they are a lot of fun, because as I said in the previous episode, I think that we've all met someone who is like that, so it's really fun. I love it. The comedy in this show is amazing. Anyway, yeah, I think that that's all that happened. We are not really that close to, you know, world domination, but well, baby steps. They have time. I wonder if we are going to see anything about the familiar or of the Baron, the Count. I think it was Baron, but he could have been Count. No, I'm pretty sure that it was Baron. So I'm guessing that she's not a lot of trouble anymore, at least for now, which is, you know, always great. And yeah, basically I'm having so much fun with all of these episodes, and I'm just ready to start a new one. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this is going to be a highlighted reaction. But if you want to catch the full-length, uncut, unedited reactions, I am going to leave you my Patreon account in the description box down below, and feel free to check it out. We are a bunch of episodes ahead in there as well. I think that that's it. So without further ado, let's just jump into this reaction, shall we?
I thought you said she was dead! Her vitals were at 0. I checked them 3 times!
Oh my... sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so she's some sort of day-walking vampire.
Ma'am, you were dead!
I'm fine now, so...
Yeah, no, you're not fine, babe.
Come to the hospital,
Oh,
ma'am!
no.
Oh,
Ma'am, you are not fine!
To some other vampires.
yep.
Consider joining dominions to secure our stranglehold over the region.
Yes. Yes.
They are
Simon the
maleficent.
Devious is a vampire we have known for centuries. Our coffins were all together on the ship that brought us over to America. We used to hide down in the hold and whisper jokes to each other, crawl around, tickle each other, have a lovely time. And then we
Really?
would climb up to the top deck and just breathe in the sea air and seduce and kill sailors.
Seduce and kill sailors.
And he very quickly became the king of the Manhattan vampires. And he was only 107. You know, real boy wonder, very clever.
He's not that clever.
Okay, who's cleverer then?
Stavros the clever.
Oh, he died tripping on his cape at the wooden stake sale at the garden center.
Okay, that's...
Simon's HQ is this fantastic nightclub called the Sassy Cat.
Good eye. It's 100% witch skin.
Wow!
I was always very jealous of
So
this.
there are witches.
I can't wait to see his face when I walk in.
Please don't wear that hat.
Too stylish?
No, it's a big bloody stupid hat with a big bloody stupid curse on it. And every time you wear it, something bloody stupid terrible happens.
Nonsense. Gizmo likes it, don't you?
Lazarus,
Poor Guillermo!
it's got a bloody huge curse on it. I have tried to throw it out many times, but it keeps crawling back. Literally.
I acquired this hat while draining the blood of a Bavarian Hexenbrenner, or witch burner. He must have noticed me eyeing it, because in his dying breath, he said, "Take my hat. It's
It's cursed, yeah.
Yes, it is cool, I thought. Free hat. Even better.
Think of all the things that have happened. The potato famine. That time that horse knocked you over and trampled over you.
No, it didn't.
Then it started making love to you?
I don't consider that a curse.
It's a growing human hair.
Exactly. I knew familiar. He likes it, don't you, Dustin?
It's Justin.
Yes, have a touch.
Well, goodbye, Justin.
That was our new familiar.
Adieu.
It's that bloody curse.
I want to be a familiar.
The hat, the
It
book.
sounds...
Borrow something. Ready to make a change, my old boar. Barry. It's always smiling. Ready to make a friend.
Okay.
I'll do the talking.
I'll invite you in.
Huh.
Oh, it's so dingy.
Everyone looks like Billy Idol. It's a sexy Marmaduke.
This is lively. We are the only one wearing capes.
Shall we look for Simon the Devious?
Let's mingle till the others get here.
And
Blink,
the other ones are really more
blink.
modern.
Mingling with you. Hi.
I'm gonna go look for the bathroom.
Okay, Amo. Be careful you don't get...
Yeah, indeed. Ah, poor familiars.
Hey.
Colby,
Awkward.
familiar of Xanthos the Cruel and Rudinka the Brutal.
Ah.
This is the familiar room.
Yep.
Amalta, Misha, Jameson, Sam.
Oh, Sam's
Sam's a familiar.
Oh,
Sam's a cat. Guillermo. Hi, Nando the Relentless. So nice to meet you.
Wait, Nandor the Relentless of the Upper West Side?
No, that's Nancy the Relentless. People think we're Staten Island.
Cool.
So, you know, we have our street.
I'm here for the bathroom.
You're standing in it.
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh, the buckets. They gave this to us when they thought we were going to unionize. Do you not read the newsletter?
This is a newsletter?
It's a newsletter.
apparently so.
Colby, it's time to leave.
Oh, those are your...
Yeah, I'm their familiar. They're like 400 years old, but I have to play their parent. I'm their dad, so no one gets suspicious.
Now, Colby.
You better go.
Let's go, kids. Daddy's coming. Let's go.
It has to be so
Excuse me.
awkward to be like 12 years old forever. So inconvenient.
This is insane. Who would do
So this is Simon.
Abaddon, what are you watching? Oh boy, we are having fun tonight. Oh, you look so scared.
Wow!
Life is filled with mysteries. And for our next mystery.
He's really cool.
Well, okay,
Yeah?
I prefer it if you didn't.
Why?
He's kind of my familiar.
How could I know?
No, honest mistake. You don't have to apologize.
No, Will, I must apologize. I'm so
Fine,
sorry.
honestly. Look, if you really had your heart set on it, don't let me stand in your way.
No, I just courtesy. Now I feel bad.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
No.
I mean, you can if you like.
No, I do apologize. Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay, rock and roll.
I love that. I love that. Poor Guillermo. I don't believe that. I don't buy that for a second.
Okay, great. Your hat is bleeding.
I know.
You must kill someone in the Hamptons. It's just... Is Demona the Shrieker? Yes. There's
Wow.
Len, my accountant. Of course, Count Rapula.
300 years living in New York, son. I didn't start rhyming till 1991.
Yes, he just started rapping in 1991.
Yes, well, this is our crew. There's Nando, my good lady wife Naja, who you clearly know, and my good self. We like to keep things slim.
Hi everyone. I'm also with them.
Oh God, Colleen.
No one.
I'm with them.
Now, we've all known each other long enough to know that this is not a mere social visit.
You are not wrong. You may have heard that we have the Baron
Yeah, the Baron.
visiting with us.
The Baron came to visit you in Staten Island?
Yes, we were thinking.
Ah, thank you.
And what is going to happen to him now?
Sucking at the back of my head.
The witch's asshole.
Oh, yes. Well, now that I've got the hat, I could say, get them out of here.
What?
What? You can get the fuck out! Get out of my club! I summoned you here to get your hat, and now it is time for you to leave.
Hey, yo, it's time to go, so hit the exit. Round flow so sick, it's on some next shit.
Yeah, thank you.
Humiliate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I want to see what's going to happen to him.
Parking, not that you...
Guillermo, you're really flying. This is the best night of my life.
Oh, well, that is
Quite
nice.
sad, but also quite beautiful.
I mean, like flying.
Empire.
Don't push it.
What's that over there?
Where?
The Empire State Building, I think. Is that it right there?
What the? Oops. Shit.
Poor Guillermo.
He was fortunate. A thicket of trees tangled him up, and then he landed on the roof of an abandoned food truck. I want you to know that you are my friend. Oh, no, that didn't feel right. You'll forget I said anything, shall we?
Hold your Horlicks. That's my bloody hat. Is that you in there, Simon? Well, I'm going to take my hat back, you crispy piece of shit.
Victim here, it's the poor Guillermo. He deserves better, man. He deserves better. That's all I'm saying. So, oh, it was such a good episode. And I think that I now have learned all of the names. So, we have Nandor and his familiar Guillermo. And then we have Nadja, who is married to Laszlo. And then finally we have Colin. So yeah, I was missing two names, Laszlo and Colin. But now I think that I finally learned them. So yay! Anyway, it was such a good episode. I loved it. So, basically, yeah, like, it's like I said, all of these episodes are kind of like, independent from one another, in the sense that a lot of stuff is happening, and, you know, it's usually played for the laughs, and just situations, alright? But there are things going in the background that you need to know about so you can understand them. So of course we have the girl that now has turned into a vampire, and for what I could tell, she is a day-walking vampire, because she was out in the open in the day and she was dead, but then she wasn't, and she was just fine. Nothing happened to her. So I'm guessing that she's going to be some kind of emotional vampire or energy vampire. So that's fun. I want to see more about that. I am so happy that we got to see a little bit of that. And the other thing is that they have to take control over State Island and, you know, at least that little piece of land to begin with, so that they don't get killed by the Baron when he wakes up. And it's not easy because there's only 3 of them, without counting Colin or Guillermo, because those 2 really cannot fight. But yeah, so in this episode we met Simon the Devious, and now I think that he's dead. Well, I don't know, he was in the hospital, so maybe he's not dead, but I have to assume that it's not great to be in a hospital when you are a vampire, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah, no, it was a lot of fun this episode. So yeah, as I said before, Guillermo is a poor victim. We need these familiars to unionize because they deserve rights and workers, better working conditions and a salary, and I don't know, maybe because they're familiars they don't even get paid. I assume that most of them just live with their masters, but I don't know, they need a contract, so they have some specifications, because oh my god, the amount of familiars that we have seen died or not under great conditions, it's crazy. But yeah, so another thing that is interesting is that I thought that all of the vampires were like this lot here, like all of them were stuck in time. I think that I mentioned that in some other reaction, but yeah, I love the feeling that they are just stuck in time, because I've seen some, you know, well, not movies, but books maybe? I haven't seen a lot of things about vampires now that I think of it, but when I think of vampires, except, you know, Count Dracula or things like that, when I think of vampires, I usually imagine modern vampires, and this lot is a really interesting kind of modern vampire, because you could assume that, I don't know, I think that that's the weird thing, the tricky thing about being immortal, because you can adapt with the times, sure, but that is so easier said than done. And we've seen it with older people, like older generations that are just not adjusting to the modern days, and I get it, things change so quickly in these modern times and it's so hard to keep up. Even me, as one of the youngest generations, I'm struggling with that sometimes, but again, it's just really easy to just not modernize yourself enough and keep doing things the old-fashioned way. So if I'm thinking that is just true for adults to older people, and I'm talking about people that are like 80 or 70, these vampires have been here for decades, centuries even. So I just kind of assumed that all of these vampires were stuck in time, because that's how this household seems to manage. But now that we've seen how this club is managed, and that they are like, there are modern vampires that are living the best optimal lives that they can in the modern world, I just have to love that. I just love that. It's just great. And I think, I don't know, now that I see that there are vampires who are modernizing and taking things into their own hands and having fun and just changing with times, I feel like this lot our main characters are just not living the healthiest lifestyle that they could, because, as I said, they keep on stuck in what seems to be the good old days. They talk a lot about how things used to be, and they seem to just live by that, how they used to, just because it's more comfortable that way, I guess, not thinking about change and just thinking that you are fine with the way you are. And it's really interesting because it's shown in how they behave themselves, but also in things like their house or their clothes, their fashion style. The fact that we've heard a lot of things, but like a lot of things that have happened in the past. A lot of really incredible stories, but it seems like in some period or in some time period or another, they just got stuck and they haven't been able to really comprehend how the modern world works. And that is really interesting because, I mean, like, of course, I know that that is played out for the laughs and the comedic sense, but it's really interesting to think about it because they are really isolated. It almost seems like nothing of relevance happened in the time period that they got stuck. I'm going to say that that was probably around the 50s because of the clothes that they wear, but I am not completely sure. It was way before all of this technology started developing. So yeah, but it seemed like nothing of relevance happened between then and the Baron's arrival, because the Baron's arrival just happened to trigger in them something about wanting to, you know, save their own skins, so they have to move more. Like, they just seem to, yeah, they just seem stuck in time and isolated themselves. And it's kind of sad if you think about it. Like, I don't know, if this wasn't a comedy, yeah, that could be really sad, to just slowly starting losing connections and living so long, and a lot of the time they just seem to be stuck and wandering in the Staten Islands, and they don't even know that much about it, what's happening outside or how the world is changing. And that is, wow, that is something. And I don't think that they are, I don't know, sad about the fact. I don't even think that that has occurred to them. That, I don't know, they should try to learn, because they seem content and happy with it, with how their lives are, and who am I to judge that? But yeah, I don't know, they could use a lot, I don't know, a little bit of more camouflage when they go out, because they stand out a lot. And yeah, we met some other familiars that apparently are treated equally badly. Like I said, all of these familiars needs to unionize and get better wages. I don't know, extra wage, guys. And yeah, we are not close by any means to actually, you know, world domination. And I think that that is really kind of fun, how in most stories that I've seen or that I've read about vampires, that, as I said, there are not a lot, but I kind of get the gesture of them, if it makes sense. I don't know. But I think that in most of these stories that I know, the vampires are just kind of living in the shadows and hiding themselves, and that is really interesting to me, because why? Like, if there's a bunch of them, and they are of course more powerful physically than an average human being, and they have these, I don't know, hypnotic powers and abilities that can basically kill a lot of humans, why are they not in charge of the world? I don't know, it would make a lot of sense if they were in charge, because they live a lot, they have all of these abilities, and they are still living in the shadows. I don't know, I just always think that that is really interesting. But anyway, it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to see Simon the Relentless. No, Simon the Devious again. It's Nandor the Relentless, and apparently there's a Nancy the Relentless. Interesting. I don't know if we know Natja's and Laszlo's titles. Maybe we have. I don't know. Maybe we haven't got those yet. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't appear that he was dead, so maybe he's going to, well, you know, he's kind of undead already because he's a vampire. But I don't know if he's going to be around for another thing because he seemed to have a lot of influence. But now I'm thinking that most of those vampires died in the accident because of the hat, so yeah. Also, a hat made of witch's skin. That is so creepy. That is so low-key creepy. But I love shows that have that kind of dark humor paralleling all of the supernatural elements. If you have any recommendation about other show or movie that is kind of like this, it doesn't have to be comedy. It can be more serious or more whatever other genre. But in general, I love dark things with supernatural elements. And yeah, so if you have any recommendations, I'll be happy to watch them because I just love that. I just love that shit. And I was going to say something and then I forgot it. I just forgot it. Sorry, I don't know what I was going to say. Probably it was not that important, but yeah, I just think that it's great. At least Guillermo got to fly. Like that is one of the most like I mean, like, that is one of the biggest dreams of human race in general, being able to fly. That could be so cool. Anyway, it was a great episode as always, even though we are not close to world domination, so we'll have to take baby steps. I'm not sure if we are ever going to get to the point of world domination, but oh yeah, I remember, someone in the comment section commented that this is a mockumentary, and I'm not sure if that is actually a thing or not, so let me just search it out in the Urban Dictionary or something, because that's the first time that I heard about it, like that word. But it makes so much sense because in the first episode I was talking about how it has these vibes of being a documentary but for fun, for laughs, comedy wise. So mockumentary, it's just amazing. So I need to know if that is actually a thing or if mockumentary, yeah, apparently it is a genre. So mockumentary, a blend of mock and documentary. Fake documentary or docu-comedy is a type of film or television show depicting fictional events but presented as a documentary. Oh my god, how did not know that this was a thing? I think that I watched one thing that was like this before, probably a movie, but this is the first time that I watched a mockumentary, and I love it. Like, I love documentaries, so I love that a mockumentary. It's just great. If you have any recommendations of mockumentaries, please leave it in the comment section because I want to see more like this. Right now, I was just searching for the term, and the things that popped up are something called Arrested Development. The Office, I heard about that one, but I haven't watched it. My brother is a big fan of it, and he's watching it with my mom, so I kind of watched some scenes out of context, but like I don't remember any of them. I think that there was one scene where some guy was in a car with some other guy. And that is it. But yeah, Parks and Recreations. I've heard about that one as well. I don't know what it's about, but I'm going to assume that it's about parks. And Modern Family. Yeah, I think that I heard about that one too. Or maybe I am getting mixed up with someone else, something else probably. Oh yeah, so I think that The Office is a really big one, like a really popular one. So anyway, maybe I'll be adding it to the list, to the poll. So once that we are done with this one, we can react to another mockumentary. So, as I said, please leave your favorite mockumentaries in the description, because my mind has just been blown. Like, I didn't know that this was a thing. I love it. It just shows that I have a lot to learn, and that is good for you guys, I think, because there's a lot of things that I haven't watched that I maybe should have, but I was, I don't know. There's a lot of popular stuff that I haven't seen because I was in that kind of phase in my life where I was like, it's really popular, I don't want to watch it because it's really popular. I don't know, that kind of mentality. And I have just realized that there's a lot that I want to watch and that there's a lot of genres to be discovered, so that is always really, really great. So, oh my god, that documentary and mockumentary, it just unites my two favorite things, documentaries and mocking. It is perfect. I'm sorry that I'm still talking about it. It's just that my mind has exploded to all the possibilities. Like, I need to study which other genres I am missing out on, because there's a lot of famous TV shows that I haven't watched. So I don't know, maybe, for example, I love fantasy, but the amount of things that I have consumed about fantasy are so low. I think that I've read like 3 different sagas, not really popular sagas. One is the one that I think that it's only in Mexico, that one, but I loved it. It's called in English it could be The Creator, and the other one it's The Heiress. And another one that's, now that I come to think about it, I think that it's also created by a Spanish person that is called Where the Trees Sing, and that is also a fantasy. And another saga, it's just that I'm watching my books right now, so I'm just, yeah. Another saga that it's called Fairy Oak, and that is Italian, I think. So it has only been translated to Spanish and some other languages, but those things are not really like huge in fandom or in popularity, but those are the kinds of things that I consume, like underground fiction things that, okay, maybe they are not the best of the best, but I love them. But then I start thinking about fantasy in mainstream, and I don't think that I've watched bigger stuff. I think that I watched the first Narnia movie, but I don't even remember what it was about right now. I know that it has to be something with a lion, and that it has something to do with what is it called? Closet, something like that. And yeah, I don't know. For example, I haven't watched Game of Thrones either, or Breaking Bad, or what other thing is popular? The Succession, I think that it's also popular. Westworld, I was going to see, but I am not really big on cowboys, and I don't know what it's about, but I think that it's about cowboys. So yeah, I don't know, I'm struggling with that one. Or yeah, the thing is that I haven't watched a lot of mainstream things, so I don't know what genres I am missing out on. And now that my eyes have opened to the mockumentary genre, I just need to know more. I just need to know more. I am starting to question my own reality. So, in conclusion, I love this episode. It was great, and I am so dying to see the next one. Anyway, if you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to leave a like or a comment. Anything you want would be highly appreciated. And if you want to know when I upload my reactions, I'm going to leave you my Patreon account in the description box down below, and feel free to check it out. I guess that's it, so we'll be seeing each other on the next reaction. Bye!